So it's the 27th of April 2023, and this is the first inspection of.
So the audio keeps cutting out, but I'll do a voiceover. So this was the first inspection since getting the overwintered nucleus just over around a week ago. So I'm just gonna smoke around the hive. So the audio will keep going in and out. So just smoking around the entrance. And then I'll be taking the top cover off, the roof off. So this is the new hive the bees are in at the moment, and it was a 6-frame nuke.
So there are some.
So nothing interesting at the bottom of that, just a few bees. Then it's the queen excluder, slightly stuck together with propolis and a bit of comb, and always checking at the bottom just to make sure that the queen isn't on the top, on the bottom of the queen excluder. Being mindful to keep this, to keep the inspection sort of above the box in case she is, and she just falls back into the box. Just a dead bee.
There's some dead bee.
So there's only 11 frames in the whole box. So this was the first frame. Lots of honey, which was there before. There was a bit of nectar as well, but nothing else otherwise on this frame. They had started to fill it up with nectar. So plenty of stores, as you would see throughout the video, for them to have. I haven't fed them at all. So this was a completely brand new frame that I put on a week ago, and they've already started drawing up comb and working on it, which is good. So it was very cold that day when I did the inspection, so probably a bit more. So that's why probably a bit more, sort of a few more bees in the hive.
So I'm just having a quick look.
So again, nothing particularly interesting. There was some nectar in the comb. And just making sure that I'm, just trying to find the queen, because I wasn't confident to say that I saw her initially when I got the nuke. But yeah, some honey in the corners. But yeah, nothing particularly exciting. It's good to see that there was lots of bees in the frame. And this is the 3rd frame at the moment. And I'll probably say that the temperament of the hive was good.
Gently gonna place those down.
There was a few more bees, especially when I sort of was picking up and putting down the frames and knocking them. So I'm on to the 4th frame now. Lots of activity. There quite a bit of brood you can see sort of around the edges and the bottom, I believe.
Drone.
Lots of brood sort of in the middle, and I think there was some eggs sort of in this frame, and what I was poking at there was it looked almost like a peanut sort of shaped. I was wondering if it was a queen cell, but I don't remember seeing it last time. But I did end up just squishing that cell, and a bit of burrcomb at the bottom. Otherwise, lots of good activity. And yeah, just lots of drone by the looks of it at the bottom sort of edges, not really protruding. So I don't think they're queen cells, but I guess I'll check next week to see what happens.
By the looks of it.
Yeah, so I was just taking a good look at that because I wasn't too sure, but yeah, I did end up breaking it. So let's see. Just being careful how I place them back in. Like I said, there's only 11 frames in this box, so I need to sort the spacing out.
Right frame.
So 5th frame, again I think there were some eggs. You can see brood in the middle, lots of bees working on it. Again, just trying to look for the queen. And I think, yeah, so I'm going to point the queen out. I don't know if you can see. I think it was, I couldn't see it on this frame, but I think it was. I can't remember now. But I think when I pick it up the next frame, the queen must have transferred over to this next frame because I remember seeing her there as well. The bottom. The audio kept cutting out, so I can't remember now exactly where she was, but she was in one of the frames I remember seeing. Oh, there we are. Yellow mark for the queen. She was last year's queen, so that's 2022.
Make sure to put this frame.
So yeah, so this was the first time seeing her. So she was on frame 6. And then being very gentle to lower that down, make sure not to squish her. Then when I pull out frame 7, she must have transferred over to this frame, because she was at the bottom, unless I've got 2 queens. So yeah, there she is again. You can see the bottom right, moving around. So it was at that same orientation, so she must have just transferred over. But yeah, honey otherwise on the middle of the frame. Nothing too bad.
2 queens.
At this point the bees are all over, buzzing around, but again temperament was okay, I think. Yeah, so larvae, lots of brood in the middle, Lots of bees. Um,
Really packed.
so yeah, good looking frame. And then I think the next few frames were the ones from last year, which had sort of fungus and mold and all sorts growing. And you know, there's honey, lots of sort of empty comb at the moment, but they've cleaned out the fungus pretty well, quite quickly. So that's they've probably been spending all their energy just doing that because they weren't in the best of shape. Again, with this one, I think they're just cleaning it, polishing it up again,
It was like
which is good. I was surprised at how quick they got that done because they weren't in the best condition. Lots of honey, so I guess you know lots of reserve still, which is good. So I haven't fed them any sugar syrup fondant or anything since getting them. I'm just going to be using the frames from last year. Again, this is one of the old frames, had mold and stuff, but they're polishing it up quite nicely. Yeah, and then I don't have a spacer at the moment. That's something I need to
spaced out.
get because of the 11 frames, but I think I might just put the 12th frame in. I know it's a bit tight, but I think I might just do that. So yeah, carefully queen excluder back on, bit of smoke. So yeah, for a 6-frame nuke, I don't think it's too bad at the moment how it's started up. So we got the board. And then the roof on top. And then what I'm also going to do is I'm going to check the Varroa board. So it's a mesh at the bottom, and then I've got sort of this plywood board, which I'm going to pull out. Just have a look at what's sort of on there. I don't expect to see any Varroa, which I didn't. It was just lots of bee debris in a week, which is quite a lot to get sort of in a week's time, I think. Yeah, dead bee. I don't know how they got there. Yeah, so I just got the hive tool
Dead bee.
and just scrape clean the board and put it back in. And yeah, so that was the first inspection. So yeah, I think it went really well. So I'll do the next one sort of Sunday, Monday, and try and upload that one and just see how the progression of the hive goes this season.